By the way, everybody now hear this. If you want to see a model that's made be successful, watch what's going on in Italy. There's a new movement, they call it the Five-Star Movement. It's being run by a satirist, a brilliant one, Beppe Grillo. And this movement is now the #3 party in Italy. And it may be a model for displacing the two corrupt parties that are running most countries. It ain't democracy, folks, that we have. It's communism with just two isms, or fascism, I should say. It ain't communism, it's fascism with two parties running it. That's another overthrow government. Then we go over to the UK. They're in trouble. They're trying to juice the economy. They can't do it. Go over to Brazil. Their economy is now tanking. They're dumping stimulus in. They can't do it. Pick up the news. They're cooking the books in China. They cannot fix the economy if Europe, the #1 importer of Chinese goods, America, the #2 importer, isn't importing, China's not making. Yes, there are a lot of rich people in China, about 400 million, doing well and getting by pretty good. But guess what? They have a population of 1.2 million people, and the rest of them aren't doing well at all. Riots are bubbling up. Then go over to Australia. Hey, Aussies, hey, Chileans, hey, Bolivians. If China, Indonesia, Vietnam, they're not making stuff, Brazil, you guys ain't exporting. The entire global economic system is in collapse. The world is already at wars. There are civil wars. There are regional wars, and there's going to be a world war. Hey, remember Iran? Getting closer to the breaking point. So that's where we're heading.
Absolutely. And now we're getting reports of British troops in the north of Syria. Turkey says they'll attack them anytime they want. We've got the Russians. Again, I'm not saying they're angels, but the point is they are not aggressing. The West, run by bankers, America doesn't exist for all intents and purposes, are running missiles and troops and revolutionaries up all into Russia's borders, in the West, in the South, in the East. And Medvedev and Putin have said, we've rolled nukes into place. If you keep doing it, we're going to nuke you. I mean, I look back to the Cold War. The Russians didn't talk like that then. To have the Russians saying, if you try to destabilize us, we're going to nuke you. The State Department's trying to overthrow Putin right now. That's admitted. I mean, this is crazy. These bankers that make 40-to-1 bets with your money, like Don Corzine, they may end up causing World War III. These people are nuts.
Alex, the timeline is perfect. I've mentioned this before. The crash of 1929, the Great Depression, currency wars, trade wars, world war. That's all it's about. The Panic of '08, the Great Depression, we're in it. Recession, depression, depends what country you go into. Currency wars, they're on. Look at the currencies. The rupee's crashing, the real. Yeah, I mean, the currencies are all in upheaval. Trade wars, they're heating up. And I just mentioned about all the world wars that are starting to heat up. They're taking us to war. The psychopaths do it all the time. It's the money changers. Again, just go back to the beginning. I mean, you talk about Christ. When does the Prince of Peace become violent? Not angry, violent. To pick up a whip and drive the money changers out of the temple because they were the most evil people on the planet. They're called bankers today. When I was a kid in the Bronx, we called them loan sharks. No difference. So it's the money changers that are destroying civilization. They did it during Christ's time, and they're doing it now during our time. You played the clip, and I love these little weenies on CNBC. I don't think there's a pair of cojones if you put all those guys together, bowing down, scraping up, and telling them how wonderful the bankers are. What a disgrace. And again, it goes back to what I was saying. No dignity, no respect, certainly no courage, got no passion, and no integrity. Wonder why we're in trouble?